Woo, baby. Says we're live. Who knows if that's true? What's up, everyone? Aaron Nagler here, Cheesehead TV, coming to you on a Saturday afternoon after the Packers held practice back on Ray Nitschke Field. Half pads. They were in the pads up top, shorts on the bottom, helmets, etc. Save for a few key players. Za'Darius Smith still sitting out. Jair Alexander was a new one sitting out, pretty much just doing work on his own in workout gear. Devontae Adams was back, a full participant. It's always good to see. Montravius Adams made an appearance with a boot on his foot, and Adrian Amos was still excused and not participating. Hello to everybody in the comments. Good to see everybody. From Rockford, Illinois, Jill, what's up? Hello from Green Bay. Billy, hello. Javier, what's up? How are you? Aaron Charles Rodgers, you may have heard of him. Had a pretty damn good day today. Some really nice throws, great reads. Really unabashedly attacking the middle of the field, something we know we've talked about here quite a few times that he hasn't done a lot of in recent past in Green Bay. But the first couple days of camp are any indication, he certainly wants to make that, it would appear, a part of his arsenal again. And then the other story, I think the headline from today is probably MVS, who put together another very strong practice after doing that 2 days ago. LaFleur mentioning afterwards that the key is to keep doing that consistently day after day. But I tell you what, he has added some stuff to his arsenal. You know, we all knew him as this deep route, deep speed threat guy, but he's shown a lot more than that so far early on in camp. Still early, but early returns are good on MVS, no doubt about it. Aaron, what's up, man? What's up, Corey? How are you? Hi, Nags. Do you see signs the offense has a better grasp on concepts in year two? It's really hard to say this early on, especially while they're still doing installs. Maybe we get a better idea of that as this week from Sunday through Wednesday progresses, since the Packers are going to be on the practice field every day. Tuesday they go into Lambeau again, and then Wednesday they are off. That's 4 practices in a row. Matt LaFleur last week telling us he's not a fan of pushing them more than 3 days in a row, but given all that they've got to get done prior to September 13th, can't say I'm surprised. Hey, Nags, what wowed you today? That's an interesting question. I'll tell you what. Tim Boyle's command of the offense, it's striking. It's very, very apparent. And now he's not always going to be working with the top flight guys, obviously, but he really knows his stuff. And he knows where he wants to go with the football, and he's got the arm to deliver it wherever he wants. So, yeah, to me, that's a big takeaway. How many wideouts make the roster? Patrick, I haven't seen anything that suggests more than 5. That's kind of what we've been saying all summer. Kyle Cousineau, the mayor's here. If I head over now, can we drink a bunch of Corey's beers? Why not? I don't know if you saw his Insta. Apparently stocked up on a ton of New Glarus stuff, so let's make some room. I think is what we need to do, right? The Bucs are winning. I saw that. Tim Boyle for QB1. All right, Joey, relax. I will say, though, of all the quarterbacks in camp right now, running the offense most efficiently, I'd give it to Boyle. Now, that's only because I know Rodgers is doing what he does, but Boyle's been impressive, I'm telling you. Begleton, is he earning Aaron's trust? Hard to say, Daniel. Really hard to say. Haven't seen him with Rodgers in a ton of competitive situations. He's been throwing to him a lot in drill work. I haven't seen them together in team a whole lot. And I think that's going to be really tough. It's going to be tough for him to get up there unless there is some kind of injury breakout, so to speak. Go Pack Go. What's up, Tyler? How do the wide receivers not named Adams or Lazard look? That's a lot of people, Steven. Much like they looked last year with the addition of Equiminius, who has looked solid. I wouldn't say anybody has been outstanding outside of MVS, who has looked very, very good. MVS has put together 2 really strong practices. How's Martin looking? Mark, I'll tell you what, he is starting to turn some heads. No doubt about it. The athleticism, you definitely saw today a couple of times where, and this is one of the things I wanted to watch for. You guys heard me talk about it all summer. he has a physicality to him that I'm a bit surprised by. Not afraid to mix it up in the run game. Really, unafraid to put his nose in there and do the dirty work. And doesn't seem too big for him. It doesn't look like his head's swimming at all. Like when he gets in there and he's called upon, he's firing. He's not hesitating. He's not worried, am I going to make a mistake? And you do see that sometimes with young guys, especially first couple days of camp. But I'm telling you what, that kid, unafraid. We need MVS and EQ to step up big time since like 2 years ago. See, I don't understand comments like that. They're young wide receivers. We're taken on the third day of the draft. Of course they were going to take time to develop, are going to take time to develop. And guess what? They're developing. Man, I tell you what, Madden and fantasy has ruined football for a lot of you. This is how it works. This is how it should work. This is how you want it to work. Again, they did not make the Super Bowl last year because they didn't have another wide receiver. They are developing just fine. Thoughts on Jordan Love and DeShone Kizer comparison? I think Jordan's got a much better arm. And apparently, so far, much better command with it as far as where he wants to place things. You've seen him, 2 days ago in Lambeau, he had a couple of really nice throws in 2 minutes as far as putting it where only his guy can get it. We've seen him in drill work really hit the nets a bunch. The athleticism is similar, but yeah, I think Jordan's got a much better command with his arm. The knock on Kizer coming out was always about his, lack of consistency, and he was kind of really sprayed it all over. Haven't really seen that from Love too much. Is our rookie running back going to be running back 2, or is he only going to play if someone gets injured? Jason, I think he'll play a bit if you're talking about A.J. Dillon, as I imagine you are. I think a lot of it comes down to how good he is in pass protection. We've talked about that a lot here. Had a rough start of it so far in camp, but he was getting some extra work on it today, which I think was to be expected. And as long as he continues to develop there, they'll find a way to play him. Christopher, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Nags, excited about the what? The CBS? I thought I was going to say the Cubs. I was about to get really upset. The cornerbacks is what you mean. Very good. The corners, you should be excited. I tell you what, Shannon Sullivan was a guy I expected to play about as well as he's playing at the start of camp. Josh Jackson had yet another strong day today, even locking up Devontae Adams on a deep, I think it was a corner post. No, post corner. Sorry, it ended up on the sideline. Son's playing havoc with me, but you guys don't want to see my ugly mug anyway. It's all good. Josh had another good day. And if he keeps this up, man, their nickel and dime is going to be exciting. No doubt about it. What else we got? How has Sternberger been looking? He looks good. He had another good day today. I wouldn't say he was lights out or crazy, but he did have a couple of reps blocking people where he knocked people in the dirt, maybe taking out some frustrations there, but his physicality cannot be questioned, and that was something that was questioned when he was coming out of college. But I'm telling you, man, that guy, he relishes participating in the blocking part of the game, and you'll love to see that, especially watching Jimmy Graham walk away. It's good to have a tight end who's actually interested in blocking. Let's see what we got here. Oh, boy. Uh-oh, did I lock up? Sopranos are Breaking Bad. No. What else we got? I know it's early, but what is the most improved position from last year? I mean, it's so early. It's really kind of impossible to say. Can you talk about fringe roster guys? Well, here's the thing. That makes it difficult to talk about fringe roster guys, other than the fact that I can't see anything. Now the sun's coming out. Fringe roster guys. It's tough because the Packers have put this kind of restriction on us as far as being able to talk about who's competing for what position and what have you, or at least place on the depth chart. It's hard because if I talk about the fringe guys, like Tippa, for instance, on Thursday, had a really nice kind of couple of pass rushes. But I can't really say who he's going against because then it gives away who he's running with. So the fringe roster guys are tough. That's a tough assignment because you guys know, mostly I've been talking about the ones-on-ones, and that's going to be intimated. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's going to be hard to dig down into sub-roster guys. What else we got here? I think I got a super chat here. Computer's going real slow. Is Irvin a dark horse to be a starting wide receiver? No, he's going to be a multi-weapon kind of guy. They won't put him in. I don't think they're going to pigeonhole him. I think he'll be utilized kind of everywhere. Whew. What's this one say? Sorry, guys. The sun really suddenly playing havoc with me here. Wasn't ready for all that. Yeah, what's up? How's John Runyon Jr. doing? Doing well, for the most part. Haven't seen a ton of him, but when I do see him, he looks good. All right, this is just foolishness. All right, guys, I'm gonna turn this around. Watch this. So I possibly can see stuff a little bit. There we go. Now I can actually maybe see stuff. I can't even see my thing. This is terrible. Oh, there I go. Look at that, a super chat. Alex, the DBs, Josh Jackson. What are you talking about here? Success has got to be a product of Coach Gray's impact them a short amount of time he's been with them. I don't think you can dismiss it. I don't think there's any doubt. There's certainly been an effect there. You've heard every single guy, every member of the secondary talk about how he's got on them about the mental side of the game. And I'll tell you what, he is in their face after every rep in drill work. He pulled Holman aside today after one where he actually won the rep, and he was talking to him about hand placement. So he always is coaching, never stops. He's an impressive addition. I got to think it was some kind of personality thing between him and Zimmer that Zimmer let him go, because he is an impressive coach. Josh Jackson, baby, you got that right. David, thanks for the super chat. How would you compare sophomore years for 17 and 83? Well, last year was, tough for MVS. There's no doubt. I don't know. I mean, they're only similar in the sense that they both struggled. I think they struggled in different ways. I think Devontae's struggles were probably overstated. And we remember that he did struggle. But if you go back and you actually watch that season, he had a brutal game that second half here in Lambeau against Detroit. And then he was okay for a good portion of it. And then he had a really bad game down in Arizona. And I think that has colored a lot of people's perceptions. But I think he was further along at that point than MVS was his sophomore year. But all that matters is MVS is coming on now, and that's what you like to see. Definitely. Looks to me like a super chat is missed. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Probably since I couldn't see them. Nags, thanks for 2 a day. Make sure you hydrate with Spotted Cow. What do you know about the quality of safety depth after Amos and Savage? I know it's looking pretty good with Raven Green. He's all over the place, man. We talked to him just a little bit ago, and I asked him about the fact that, he set a school record for interceptions, but here he is as this versatile guy in the NFL, really kind of adding to his game as far as the physical part, being down in the box. Yeah, I think they're okay there. And I tell you what, the way they're using these guys is really interesting. It hasn't been straight up, okay, Savage is the, center fielder and Amos is the guy down in the box. Now, obviously, Amos hasn't been there the last couple of days, so they've really been mixing and matching. But even before that, they've been utilizing lots of different guys in lots of different ways. Whoa, what's that? Dave, thanks for the super chat. Saw a clip of Rodgers giving Love some pointers the other day during a drill. Have you seen any more of that happening? Yeah, Dave, it actually happened again today. That's funny. You mentioned that. I was just thinking of that while I was walking over here. I saw that clip too. One of the local TV people put it out there. Same thing today. They were going through a new drill, actually, that I haven't seen them utilize yet this summer. And in between reps, Rodgers was talking to him and giving him, give and take, etc. So definitely a lot of that going on. Rodgers certainly taking up the mantle of mentor when it comes to Jordan Love. Christopher, thanks for the super chat. Really interesting defense, very versatile. Do you think we sign some defensive line help like Snacks or Ziggy? I wouldn't mind having the security blanket. Christopher, I've been asking them to sign Snacks all offseason. I don't see it happening. I think this is your team. Maybe if injuries strike, they make some calls, but right now, I think they're going with what they got. Is defensive end a weak link? I wouldn't say that right now. I would say Kingsley Keke has got to continue to develop, and you heard his coach yesterday talk about how this is a put up or shut up year. You know, he knows the defense now. He knows what's asked of him. They're going to put him in situations where he's going to be needed, and he's got to answer the bell. And we did talk to him today, and I think he's ready for it. Do you think LaFleur is tough on his players? It's an interesting question. I never really thought about it. I think he knows how to press the right buttons when it comes to his players, and that's what you need from your head coach. There is no, set way to handle a roster or to handle a program. It's one of the things that often gets overlooked and or dismissed when the fantasy bros and analytics folks come into talking about football, but it is a very real component of not only a football team as it goes throughout the season, but the success of that football team. And I think LaFleur did a fantastic job last year of knowing when to push and when to pull back. And that's the thing I asked him, the very last question of availability today. This stretch he has now, starting with today, they have 4 straight practices. He is loath to practice them 3 times in a row, but he knows they play 3 weeks from Sunday. So he's got to get these guys ready. And that's what I was asking about, how this kind of tightrope he's got to walk as far as when to kind of push the gas and when to pull back. And I know it's all gas and no fucking brake, but he did indicate they will be in full pads tomorrow. It'll be a more physical practice tomorrow, and then he will dial back the remaining days. So I don't think he's tough on his players, but I do think he has a good feel for what they need. Don't need to bring anyone in. I like who we got. I like that. And we'll just re-sign our own guys. John, I think we found Brian Gutekunst's burner, Facebook. Thanks for joining us, Brian. Do you expect the run D to improve this year? I do, with the caveat that it is going to be dependent on Mike Pettin being a tad more aggressive on early downs. That's it. That's the tweet. Lowry a contract bust? He was no Mike Daniels last year. Mike Daniels wasn't a Mike Daniels last year. Hell, Mike Daniels didn't even play for the majority of the season. Can't compare. Don't compare players. He underachieved last year. There's zero question about it. But he's going into the second year of that contract. Let's let the contract play out a little bit before he's talking about a bust of a contract signing. Again, everyone's so quick to want to label everything. Can't we let things play out? Can't we just observe for a little while? A little longer than maybe just, a couple months before we start throwing around blanket, all-encompassing labels for things. I don't know. I guess I'm weird. Oh, there we go. What's up? Super chat. Carlos, minus QB1, this team seems to be very young. Do you think that they will miss the veteran presence of Tremont? Thanks, Nags. I don't think they'll miss Tremont, as much as it pains me to say that. I think they're pretty well situated in the secondary. I do think one of the big things keeping Mercedes Lewis around is his locker room presence. That's not to take away from his game. I think he can still contribute. But as you say, Rodgers is the elder statesman, and after that, it's other than Big Dog and Mason Crosby, it is a monster drop-off in most cases. So I do think they have guys on the squad who have the kind of experience they're going to need to provide that leadership throughout the year. And look, they've also got guys who maybe not, have a boatload, on their third contract type of players, but they also have guys like David Bakhtiari, Corey Linsley, who have been through this program, at least 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Those guys know the route. They know what's expected. They know how to be pros, and they undoubtedly will be leaned on and asked to provide that kind of leadership. So, yeah, it's a young squad. There's no doubt about it, but that's roster construction in today's NFL. You want to get cheap labor, and the best way to do that is to get young guys who you don't have to pay a ton while you surround and, pay the core players of your franchise and your program, like Kenny Clark. A lot of ball game left, Nags. You got that right. And I think that's a perfect place to leave it. Hey, before I go, I want to remind you guys we are proud to be partnering with the official Green Bay Packers yearbook for 2020. Head to packersplaybook.com and use code CHTVBOOK and order your official Green Bay Packers yearbook. I buy it every summer. I was really bummed I couldn't buy it this summer, but it will be on shelves September 1st. You can get your copy through Cheesehead TV. It's always a great product. One final super chat before I go. Nags, your excitement makes this weird, subdued year more normal. Thanks. I'm here for you, man. I'm all about your needs. You know why? Because we are and will always be devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Sorry for the technical BS earlier. Thanks for sticking with me. Have a great day. Go Pack, go.